Have you ever felt like the pain of losing someone or something important will never go away? Like you're trapped in a dark tunnel with no way out? Grief can consume you in ways you don't always realize. And even worse, if you don't go through all the stages, you might carry that pain for the rest of your life. But does everyone really need to go through all of them? What happens if you get stuck in one of these stages? And most importantly, how can you prevent grief from turning into deep depression? Today, I'm going to reveal what truly happens inside the mind of someone experiencing grief, the warning signs that it's becoming something bigger, and, most importantly, how to cope with this pain in a healthier way. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could change your life, or the life of someone you love. Grief is one of the most painful experiences a human being can go through. When we lose someone, a relationship, a job, or even a dream, our mind is thrown into an emotional whirlwind. It's not just sadness, it's a mix of shock, anger, guilt, despair, and, for many, a deep emptiness that feels impossible to fill. Psychiatrist Elisabeth Kübler-Ross identified 5 main stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. These stages don't follow a strict order for everyone, and some people may even skip certain phases. But here's the problem: if you don't go through them all, you might end up stuck in pain for much longer than you realize. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about now. Let's break down how each stage works and what can happen if you get trapped in one of them. Denial is the first reaction many people have when facing loss. Our mind simply refuses to accept reality. It's a natural defense mechanism that helps us absorb the pain gradually. A person in denial might continue acting as if nothing has happened, avoiding the topic altogether, or even creating an alternate reality where the loss doesn't exist. Some people throw themselves into work or other activities, keeping excessively busy to distract themselves. Others avoid any reminders of what they've lost, removing photos from their home, avoiding places they used to go together, or even suppressing their own emotions entirely. But here's the danger: getting stuck in denial prevents you from truly facing your pain. Some people spend years pretending everything is fine, trying to move on without actually processing their grief. Repressed grief can manifest in many ways: severe anxiety, panic attacks, and even physical issues like insomnia or chronic pain. Ignoring reality doesn't make the pain disappear. In fact, it only makes it harder to deal with in the future. It's like an open wound that, instead of healing, keeps silently festering. Once reality starts to sink in, anger follows. Anger at yourself, at others, at fate, at God. You start questioning everything: why did this happen to me? Or, this isn't fair. Often, this anger has no specific target. It can manifest as irritability, impatience, or unexpected emotional outbursts. Some people take their frustration out on those around them, unknowingly pushing away friends and family. Others turn their anger inward, drowning in guilt and self-destructive behaviors. And you know what's worse? Sometimes, this anger hides behind a fake smile, making it seem like someone is fine when, in reality, they're burning inside. The smallest inconveniences can become triggers, leading to emotional explosions over seemingly minor things. It's like carrying a volcano inside you, ready to erupt at any moment. But if you don't learn how to handle this anger, you might end up driving people away and fueling a cycle of guilt and frustration. Holding on to resentment is like clutching a burning coal, hoping someone else gets burned. In the end, you're the one who suffers the most. Anger is a normal part of grief, but it's crucial to recognize when it's taking control. The key isn't to suppress it, but to release it in a healthy way, whether through open conversations, therapy, or activities that help you channel this energy without destroying yourself. This is one of the most delicate stages of grief. Bargaining is the moment when we try to find a way to reverse the loss. Thoughts like these often arise. If I had arrived earlier, this wouldn't have happened. If I become a better person, maybe I'll get back what I lost. This is the stage where many people attempt to negotiate with fate, with God, or with any higher power, in the hope of changing reality. It's as if the mind is searching for a plan B, desperately trying to rewrite what has already happened. This often leads to a crushing sense of guilt, as if there was something they could have done to prevent the loss, even when they rationally know it wasn't in their control. In addition, some people start making empty promises to themselves in an attempt to ease their pain. If I change, maybe this pain will go away. Or if I had been more present, maybe none of this would have happened. This stage can be dangerous because it can trap a person in a cycle of self-judgment and suffering, constantly imagining a different outcome. Another risk of bargaining is that it can lead to destructive behaviors. Some people try to compensate for their pain by throwing themselves into excessive work, isolating themselves from loved ones, or even seeking comfort in harmful habits like alcohol or substance abuse. This is an unconscious attempt to escape the real pain, trying to fill a void that, in reality, needs to be faced. It's crucial to understand that bargaining won't bring back what has been lost. The past cannot be changed, but what you do from this moment forward can transform your healing journey. This is one of the most dangerous stages of grief. Depression during grief isn't just sadness, it's a deep emptiness, a loss of motivation to keep going. A person in this stage may isolate themselves, lose interest in everything, feel completely drained, and, in some cases, even believe that life has lost all meaning. The days pass by like a dense fog, and nothing seems to have color or importance. The weight of the loss becomes unbearable, and the thought that happiness may never return can take over the mind. At this point, grief can turn into prolonged depression, increasing the risk of anxiety disorders, panic attacks, and, in severe cases, suicidal thoughts. The problem is that, unlike the other stages, grief-related depression can feel endless if left unaddressed. The person may start believing they will never feel okay again, as if they are trapped in a deep hole with no way out. If you or someone you know has been stuck in this stage for a long time, don't ignore the signs. Seeking professional help can be the difference between sinking further into pain or finding a new sense of purpose. You don't have to go through this alone. There are people who care about you and who can help lighten this burden. Acceptance doesn't mean forgetting or no longer missing what was lost. It means understanding that life continues and that you can find new reasons to move forward. At this stage, the pain still exists, but it no longer controls every thought throughout the day. The person begins to reorganize their routine, rebuild their identity without what they lost, and slowly find meaning in life again. But what if someone never reaches this stage? What happens if you don't go through all the stages? When someone gets stuck in one of the earlier stages, grief becomes an open wound that never heals. This can lead to chronic depression, physical health issues, pain, high blood pressure, insomnia, social isolation, permanent guilt and resentment, difficulty forming new relationships. The pain of loss never completely disappears, but if you don't allow your heart to go through the necessary process, it can consume you forever. Healing doesn't mean letting go of love or memories, it means allowing yourself to live again. Grief is tough, but it's part of the human experience. Going through all the stages is essential so you can move forward without carrying unbearable pain for the rest of your life. If you're going through this right now, know that you're not alone. Time, the support of the right people, and, if needed, professional help can transform this pain into something that doesn't destroy you, but strengthens you. If this video resonated with you, leave a like, and in the comments, share your experience with grief. Who knows, we might be able to help. Subscribe to the channel and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And look, there's another video appearing on the screen right now that can help you even more. Don't leave without watching it. See you there.